Alright, finally get some time to shoot some Peaugh Plays game videos. They're going to be kind of overviews, my opinions, what I think of them. Actually, they'll probably be closer to more reviews. I've got some opinions on how these play. And as promised right off the bat, here is NECROMOLDS. Now, I don't have a whole lot extra to say on this if you've been watching my videos, because I've done a basic gameplay overview back when it first came out. I did an unboxing. I reviewed a lot of the initial monsters on the test thing, and a lot of the stuff hasn't changed significantly. There have been a few tweaks to some stats, and the finalized formal rules have changed a few things, like gems work a little bit more prolific depending on how you roll. But yeah, but all tweaked for the better, I think. And it's a game that you can easily homebrew with your own ideas and concepts for how you want to play it. But here is the final box. It did come with, since I was a Kickstarter pre-order, it did come with a nice little foil shiny sleeve for the package. But here's the base battle box. Although in this base battle box is, with the exception of all the clay, all of Wave 1, and I don't have all the caster rings in here either, because there's a lot of them that I got as part of the Kickstarter. But it's a really fun game, and I'm just going to do a brief little setup overview here. It's mainly designed for 2 players, but I've played some 4-player battles, and it's quite fun. These clays came in some of the expansion packs. I think green and purple are the clays that came in the original set. So in the starter set, you'll get a couple of caster rings, the green and purple clay, and you'll get the Mud Mumps, Veggie Toad, Mud Mumps, Grave Ghouls, and Insectomite, I believe, are the 3 you get. And then there's expansion packs that bring in the Veggie Toads, Mongaragon, Sigarath, who I like, Angrapora, Lethydra. But all of the, if you get all of Wave 1, and you can buy them as a bundle and get a little bit of a discount, you get all of the creature spell books that are the cool mold a creature out. You can see we still got some leftovers in there. Mold the creatures out of clay in your color. You can get each one of the expansion packs comes with a caster ring blind pack. You won't get one of these. This is one of the Kickstarter exclusive Toxic Glitter. This one has the crab in it right now. Toxic Glitter rings. This was a Kickstarter exclusive color, but you can either get any of the 22 different creatures in either the standard basalt gray with the green insert, or a glow in the dark version. This one's a fish. This one is the spider, you can see here. And but yeah, you get some of those. There's another glow one up there. I got one of the special things you get on the Kickstarter was all of the different creatures in the Toxic Glitter, so I have those. You get nice molded, the final dice are not just paper on dice, they're actually molded spell dice, which is cool. Bag of gems, molded battle dice. Some little supports for the board, and again, storage space for all 11 of the initial spellbooks. 3 here on display. This one, whatever one you put here will show through the window, so you can choose which one. If you have a favorite monster, you can put that in the display window on the front of the box. And then underneath this tray, I've got the folded up board, the rule book, and some of the terrain, and this extra battle cards, because the spell books have stats on the back of them. And if you're playing 2-player and you have all the spell books, there's a high chance that you both be using different monsters. But in the case you don't, in case you both want to use the same monster, you can do that, and there's extra copies, little thick cardstock copies of the stat board, so everybody can play with the monsters. I think you get the spell book, and then each spell book comes with 2 extra copies, so you could have up to 3 people playing the same monster in the game if you're playing that kind of battle. So yeah, there's the overview of the box. We'll do a kind of set up some basic gameplay just to show it. It's a really fun game. A lot of people are playing it with their kids. There's varying different difficulty of rules. You can play a very simple, just build them and smash them game to get kids initially involved before they learn more complex rules. There's the standard rules, there's advanced rules, and honestly, if you wanted to get even more with it, if you have a lot of experience with miniature wargaming, you can make up your own. You can add a lot of complexity to it if you want to. We've played a few games where we're pulling out legit rulers and change some of the rules. It's very customizable. But a lot of the fun is just making the monsters out of clay and then smushing with the rings. And if that's all you want to do, it's still pretty fun. And here's just a very basic overview of what the battle board will look like. Now, everybody gets their own container of clay, and however many monsters you can make with that container is basically the point system for this game. Like it's just based on how many creatures you can make with a standard, I think it's 3 ounces of clay. You don't, if this dries out, if it gets old, you can use any type of modeling clay. Play-Doh, I've got some art clay I got off of Amazon. Any of the major brands will work. Some may give you a little bit different consistency than others, but as long as you can mold and everybody has the same, and if it's not exactly 3 ounces, you can play a 2-ounce game, you can play a 4-ounce game, as long as everybody has the same amount of clay, so you're not like getting overrun. This is basically it. Here's an example of one of the little thick non-spellbook. Gives you the stat cards. It's basically exactly the same thing as the sticker on the back of the spellbook, just so other people can reference it without everybody, during gameplay. But you roll your spell dice, you assign them, you fight. There's a little, this is a very basic overview of the game. Again, I've done more in-depth stuff. I just want to talk about how fun it is, because different movements will let you move either a far, medium, or close distance, and you get a little triangular tool to measure each of those, so it's like just a close, medium, far. It's pretty simple. And depending on that, you can make ranged attacks and close attacks, and eventually you'll get up in either into melee or a successful ranged attack. And when you've defeated your opponent, it's a real simple combat system. It's just counting up the number of successes and failures you get, basically, or basically most of the number of successes. And whoever has the most successes wins. In melee, in the case of a tie, both people get smashed. Otherwise, but in a ranged attack, a tie goes to the defender, I believe. But anyway, but then eventually you'll get up there, somebody will die, and then they get smooshed with the caster ring. In this case, the caster ring I got is the imp, and so you can see it made a little imp out of clay there. But the different creatures, there's like a crab, a beetle, a spider, all sorts of cool stuff, snails. And that's the basic bit of the gameplay. It's a lot of fun. Games take maybe 25 to 30 minutes to play, depending on how many people you have. More people will lead to a longer battle. A 2-person battle doesn't take too long. And making the creatures is fun. Smashing the creatures is fun. It's a really fun game. I've been talking about it. I'm not going as in-depth here as I might on some other games, only because I've talked so much about this. It really is fun. I definitely recommend picking it up. You can get it at NECROMOLDS.com. I think is the only place it's currently available to just pick up. I mean, unless you find a copy on eBay. I don't think Amazon's carrying it. They're running low on copies. It's starting to sell out. Some of the caster ring packs have already sold out. Because you can buy each expansion set comes with a blind pack caster ring, but you could buy them separately as well. And if you saw my unboxing video, it is posted. It should be public. You can see what some of those look like. You get some little stickers and stuff in there. But, so yeah, I think the collector's editions are sold out. They're very close to selling out. But there's still some bundles left. So, yeah, check it out, necromolds.com. If you don't miss out this time, I think they're shooting to have a restock in summer of next year. But it may be a while if you don't get one now, because with all the shipping logistics and everything going on in the world, it's a little crazy. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Everybody I have taken it to and shown with my friend, like a lot of us were hyped for it anyway, but I've introduced it to several new people since I finally got the retail package, and everybody who's played it has had a blast and asked me where they could get a copy. A lot of the games, I've been finding some really good games, and every time I introduce them to people, they're like, where can I get one? Because there's some really fun stuff out there, and I'm hoping to showcase some of those. This is NECROMOLDS. Again, you've heard me talking about it. A lot of cool monsters. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely something you're going to pick up, especially if you have younger kids or kids who aren't quite ready to get into wargaming. This will do it. We're just having a fun game of some clay monsters. Pick it up, necromolds.com. And there we go. There's the first official game review on Peaugh Plays. And I'm going to shoot a few more tonight, so we'll have some coming this week as we wait for more Transformers to come in. I was hoping to have Tigatron by now, but Amazon, you saw what happened. So, now it's got pushed back. So, shipping delays and all sorts of crazy stuff. We'll see what comes out of PulseCon this weekend. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Keep playing.